Well, hey, B, it's Jamie. That's me here. Welcome back to my channel, honey. We got to talk about Harlem, okay? I've already done a review for episodes 1 through 3. So this review will be on episodes 4 through 7, okay? So let's not waste no time, honey. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, y'all. Last time we did this review, we ended on Camille and Ian getting into an argument that Dr. Pruitt actually overheard, but she didn't care too much about it because she really needed a huge favor from Camille, and what she needed was for her to sit on the panel. And I thought it was messed up that she asked this girl after about 3 people had already canceled on her. I said, okay, then I guess. But of course, Camille jumped to the opportunity because she really wanted to get that associate professor position. So she was willing to do whatever it takes, right? Later on, we can see where Camille, Brittany, and Quinn are at yoga, but they over there, venting. Even though it's supposed to be like a zen moment, they over there venting. Brittany, keep in mind, Brittany is the young lady that had the wedding shower or whatnot, and she's supposed to be getting married, but find out that her husband or her soon-to-be husband cheated on her with the caterer, so she called off the wedding, but she's still gonna be having a bachelorette party, and that's OP. Okay, Camille is upset, venting about Ian, and then you also have Quinn that's just stressed out, and she's venting as well because of the guy that she thought she actually had a date with, but kind of find out it was a pyramid scheme that he set her up with. Yeah, so they ended up getting kicked out of yoga because they kept saying the N word too much. Okay, and I mean, I guess, girl, but anyway, let's move on. So Ty has this photo shoot she got to get done. She's trying to get her hair cut and everything, but she didn't really like how one of the barbers was in there talking about women. So she felt as though her actual barber should be checking this man, and he didn't. He didn't really check him. He said, "Yo, bro, chill out." But the dude didn't care to chill out. All in all, he ended up messing up Ty's hair. He cut like a big plug in her head, and she decided to. Well, really, he didn't mess it up. Like, he was cutting her hair. He was gonna cut it low like that anyway, I suppose. But once he cut that chunk in her head, she was like, "I'm finna go." That was her foolishness on her part, just because she couldn't take what the conversation. She couldn't take the conversation that was being had. She decided to go and hop up out the chair. I guess, girl, now she over here pressed trying to find somebody to cut her hair, only to walk into a natural hair salon and they mess her hair up even more, only for her to have to cut it all off when she gets to this Forbes photo shoot. But it was all good though, because the white girl ended up liking her hair, and I actually thought it looked better on her anyway for her to be bald. So there's that, right? Angie got accepted to be a part of the Broadway musical for Get Out, but in order for her to really stay, she got to be a part of the union, so she gonna need $600. Now I thought she was gonna get that money from Quinn, but she ended up faking an accent, a Jamaican accent, so that she could be a nanny to a white lady and her daughter. Okay, and charge the lady $600 just so she can cover her union fees. Now, girl, you already know that you messing up and you don't know how to do business, Miss Angie, because I would have charged her $1,000, paid the $600 and pocket the $400, because we know you ain't got no money. You over there in Miss Quinn's pocket. But anyway, later on, we can see where Camille does the panel. She does the panel with Jameson, and she ends up venting about her own life. So that was not a good look. But again, the professor was willing to give her yet another chance, child. Later on, we can see where Jameson kind of pulled up on her at Red Lobster. So, they kind of like hit it off and they clicked or whatever. Later on that night, it is the bachelorette party. This is what Quinn meets her stripper boy. Okay, so they over there bonding, connected. Meanwhile, according to Miss Camille, she left the stripper party early because she had a meeting with Dr. Pruitt the next morning. But what she ended up doing was kicking it with Jameson, and they had a really great time. They went to go play video games in the back of some laundromat. They were really vibing out, and I was like, "Oh, I like him. I like him a lot." But the next morning when she woke up, she was running late for her meeting, and this is when she learned that Jameson was high-key, low-key stalking her. And she didn't like that. So she felt like that was really weird. But he just felt as though, like, I saw you, I read your, your dissertation or whatever. I read your write-up on gentrification. I thought it was great. I thought you were cute. Started researching more once I got the opportunity to be on the panel with you, because I wanted to know some of the things that you liked, okay? So I felt like it was harmless a bit, you know what I'm saying? But I also feel like Jameson really didn't do anything too different than what a lot of people do when they find out about somebody's social media. They start going through their stuff. The only difference is they go through their stuff to kind of like be nosy. They don't go through their stuff with intentions of like, oh, I see she likes this, I see she likes that. Let me try to do some stuff like that, right? I understand how it can come off creepy, but like he said, girl, I could have harmed you at any moment and I didn't. Okay, so there is that. He's a reputable person. Okay, so we'll see. What else happened? So we move on to episode 5, right? And again, Camille is really creeped out about everything that Jameson did. She's not used to that, okay? But yeah, I told y'all she ended up getting on Miss Pruitt's bad side because the night out that she had with Jameson, she ended up oversleeping. So once she got to Dr. Pruitt was like, girl, you late. I feel like that was rude and disrespectful. It's a few things that I don't tolerate, okay? Number one is you showing your breast off here to these students. And number two is the fact that you was late and you was missing a meeting. I personally, and I've said this before in another review, I just really feel like she's being hard on Camille. Like granted, okay, it's one thing to like check her, you know, you need to do better in this, you need to do better with that. But because I've worked in spaces where white men and others were not qualified and still got higher positions, I still feel away with the fact that sister girl did not look out for her and expects her to rise to the occasion and be oh so much better, and she got to be like this and she got to be like that. But you'll give a student a seniority over her. No, to me that seems like you have a personal thing with her. It's no longer professional. And then you talk about how she presents herself on social media and stuff. It seems like you're making things with Camille more personal than it is professional, and I don't really like that. But anyway, girl, let's go ahead and keep going. Okay, so Ty is getting closer with this new white lady. Ever since the photo shoot, she's been liking this lady. They've been spending time together. They've been smashing. They've been doing all this good stuff, right? But we'll get on Miss Ty and her later. Well, let's go ahead and wrap up on Ty. So later on, we can see where Ty is actually hanging out with this woman, you know, but she's starting to get looks from people. But some of that stuff, I feel like that's the guilty conscience of herself. I don't know if it's so much as people really caring that much that you're with this white lady, but I guess since you're in Forbes and you're so known because of your app, it does look a little shady that you out here marketing black queer relationships, but then at the same time you're over here dating outside your own race. So Ty is feeling conflicted in this moment, okay, which makes her start to second guess the relationship that she's having with this girl. Okay, now Quinn then got down and dirty with the stripper from the night before, honey, and not only did she wake up to him, but she woke up to his mama and his child. All right, so there's that. She was busted. Imagine that. I think that was her first one night stand, and she got a whole lot in that one night. Now later we can see Camille bump into Ian's mom, and his mom is inviting her to like her retirement / going away type of party, and Camille really doesn't want to go because she already know Ian is gonna be there, and his mama's like, he ain't gonna be there, girl, not at my party. And I'm like, girl, we know this lady is lying. You finna go away and you retiring, and you want us to believe that your son is not finna be there, especially now that he's back in town officially? I guess, girl. Anyway, I knew the mama was lying just to get her back in the house, because I really think that deep down inside, the mom wanted to see if they were going to be able to spark some type of connection or something and possibly get back together. But, you know, we'll see, honey. So Quinn's store is going down the drain. Okay, she's not really making a lot of money. On top of that, she done got an increase on the rent, so she really stressing and struggling, girl. Good luck. I thought it was interesting when they got to Ian's mom's house. First of all, they was battling and debating on whether or not they wanted to go inside until Quinn realized, like, oh snap, I done gave this boy the address. He's on his way over here, so we might as well just go ahead and go in, right? Okay, that was cool. But this is what was funny for me. When we got inside, you know, of course, Ian answered the door. They were over there chit-chatting. Camille showed Quinn the mirror, which happens to be the fiance of Ian. And this is when Quinn started talking about how the mom did this on purpose. She knew Ian was going to be here, and she really is hopeful that you two will get back together and stuff. Like, look at your pictures, they're still on the wall. What was interesting for me was to see Quinn have so much common sense in that particular moment. She had so much common sense about piecing things together, about, oh, his mom this, she wants you guys to get back together, that, oh, this, oh, that. But at the same time, when it comes to your own situations, you didn't have enough common sense to not go on a date with a man all the way in Long Island and then to go to a club at that. Huh? I guess, but all right then, Miss Quinn, we appreciate you, honey. Sean, that's the stripper name. He ends up popping up at the party. Now, Quinn wants him to shoo away, but Ian's mom wants him to stay. So he ends up staying, hanging around for a minute. And I guess it ended up being to the benefit of Quinn because he hooked her up with the opportunity. Now, she told him about her store and stuff. Of course, her store is tanking and everything. So he found the bride to be, which happens to be Ian's fiance Mira, starts talking to her. She starts opening up about how she's vegan and all this other stuff. And it just so happens that Quinn designs a different attire with eco-friendly fabrics. So he encouraged her to consider Quinn and see what she's thinking about and let her just actually design you a dress. So Mira takes him up on that offer, and then all of a sudden, Miss Quinn just got some money, okay? She just got this opportunity to make this dress for this lady, but she has yet to tell Camille, so that's going to be a problem that she's designing a dress for her best friend's ex's fiance. Girl, that's messy, okay? Later on, we can see that Camille has decided to give Jamison another chance, and I was happy about that. The funny thing was the ladies was watching Weather Wives. I guess this is supposed to be a spin on Real Housewives, okay? So I guess, honey, it was a mess. They thought it was great, but okay. Quinn has decided to continue to see the stripper, even though she was trying to shoo him away. I guess he reeled her in when she saw that he had her back in such a short amount of time and brought in money for her store, technically saving her store. So she's like, okay, I'm gonna continue to see him. We're gonna see how this works. I don't blame her on that. Okay, now Angie tells everybody about Quinn designing Mira's dress. So Camille gets upset. Okay, she gets upset about it, and then what's her name? I think Camille ended up leaving. And then next thing you know, we can see where Quinn and Ty getting into it because she's telling Ty, like, how you gonna have her back when you've done the same thing to me? And she also talked about how I wouldn't have needed to get Mira to be one of my clients had you opened up the connects that you have, Ty, because you doing this Forbes album, this Forbes interview, and you so connected and stuff. Why not hook a girl up? And I am understanding where Quinn is coming from, even though Ty is feeling like, oh, I know not to mix business with pleasure or whatever, or business and friends. And I just kind of feel a way about that. I didn't like that at all. I feel like you really weren't trying to look out for your friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could at least send her one person. You ain't got to send her everybody. I understand. Send her one test subject and see how that works out. That's all you had to do. Because I feel like if the shoe was on the other foot, you would want that from her. But anywho, those two ended up getting into an argument. Ty starts throwing Angie under the bus because Angie's sleeping on Quinn's couch and stuff. So I don't know. The friends were really upset with each other. And that's how episode 5 ended. Let's get into episode 6. So this episode, it opens up with Camille talking about mating season. And typically during mating season, that's when, people are the most fertile. And yeah, okay. So if somebody's trying to conceive, do it around that time. So the concern for me was, is this going to be something that's going to show up in season 2? Because when they talked about mating season, they showed a lot of Jamison and Camille getting it on. They getting it in. So I'm concerned now, right? For the next season, is it likely that Camille is going to find out that she was pregnant and didn't know, and happens to be pregnant by Jamison, who's likely going to be going away because Jamison is taking on a new opportunity somewhere else. I believe it's in Chicago, right? So that's something that stuck out to me, and I'm like, ooh, child, let us pray. All right. So then Quinn and Camille, Camille just what I have, Quinn and Camille have made it. Camille just doesn't want Mira to take her. Okay, so that's what they talked about. The girls was getting like this yoni or getting something done, the vaginal steaming or whatever, right? So when Camille has made it to the event or to the little link up, that's what I call it. When she made it to the link up, of course, her and Quinn are not on good terms, but eventually they made up. And Camille says her issue is that she didn't want Mira to take her friend from her the same way that she didn't took her man too. So that's why she's kind of like, in her feelings about stuff. Okay. Ty still wants to hang out with the white chick, but the white chick is over her after she dumped her. So Ty did end up dumping this white lady last episode. They was walking down the street and she just told her, girl, I can't do this. I don't want to be with you no more, girl. So that's just where we at. Okay, so now she trying to still be cool with her and still hang with her. And I don't mind, I don't blame the white girl for not wanting to rock with her, because he was definitely giving F-boy energy. Okay, you still want to have access to me, you still want to hang out with me, but you ain't trying to be with me based on whatever else you got going on in your head, baby. No. So I wasn't tripping off that. Camille and Jameson ended up going to Ian's restaurant. Ian didn't know how to take it because she ended up bringing a date. So I was definitely here for that. Okay, now clearly Ian's fiance is a fan of Jameson. She ran to him just to speak to Jameson and pulled him off to the side, which was so awkward for the both of them. But it gave Ian and Camille time to go to the back of the restaurant and kind of talk and reminisce and all of that stuff, right? So later on, we see where Quinn and Sean, they ended up going to, this is the stripper. They go to a hip hop party. And this is the party of her mentor, the politician lady, right? The one that's actually gay. All right. Now, this lady, she goes to her event and they want to know more about her boyfriend, Sean. She makes up a whole lie about his career, what he does, makes up everything. He gets upset and he walks off. And he just feels like if you're not going to be proud of me for who I am, then maybe you need to go find somebody else. Okay. So she knows she done messed that moment up. So now she's going to have to figure out a way to get her boo back. Now, Angie is growing closer to her gay castmate, Ari. They done went out, done karaoke. Now, before they did karaoke, they were on a search for a fat dude winner or something like that. So they could be, cuddled up under somebody warm. Well, they couldn't find nobody. And I was wondering if they was going to end up being together, both of them. And that's exactly what ended up happening, honey. Both of them ended up, kissing and all of this other stuff. I believe it was like at the end of karaoke. So they started like really connecting or whatever. Quinn shows up to the strip club trying to get her man back. She done hopped up there on the stage trying to strip herself, trying to get him back. And it seems like it may have worked. So we'll see what's going to happen with them. Camille and Jameson, they make it official after going to the furniture store. The next day, he brings up the fact that, when I called you my girlfriend at the furniture store, I actually liked it. What about you? She liked it too, so now they are official, okay? The ladies end up meeting Jameson, and they liked him, okay? So there's that. And later on, we can see where Ty is having pain in her abdomen, and she ends up fainting on the train, so they have to call the people for her, right? Getting into episode 7, so Ty is rushed to the hospital. And this particular hospital, I felt the way about it because the doctor was very inconsiderate of what was going on with her. He was seemed to be not as interested and didn't take her pain as serious. He just felt like, oh, your cycle is on, so when it goes off, you'll be back to normal. No, sir, not. Absolutely not. And then talking about we got to get you a blood transfusion. And then gonna turn around and talk about you type O, so maybe you should consider giving blood. And I was so glad that Quinn stood up and said, not you talking about y'all about to give her some blood. You about to give her a blood transfusion, but then turn around and tell her that she should get a blood back. Like, what kind of stuff is that? He was so inconsiderate, and then gonna try and tell them that, okay, I see you guys are upset, I'm gonna go. What? And then the nurse will be here. Oh, baby, he was terrible. He was terrible. He was terrible. I cringed. Ian asked Camille if they're making a mistake. This is what he sent via text message while she's over there, kissing on her boyfriend and everything, right? And now she's starting to think like, yo, why would you send this after I done sat up here and number one, told this man, yes, I'll be his girlfriend. And number two, when I poured my heart out to you and then you told me you was engaged and everything, now you over here talking about, is we making a mistake? Boy, you have terrible timing. So Angie gets into it with the white lead of the play. She pretty much snaps off on this girl for continuing to say the word ghetto. And the white girl was like, are you trying to call me racist? Like, what are you saying? She said, girl, it depends on how you answer the question. All right. So she had some little microaggressions and stuff going on. So, Miss Angie had to put her in her place. But what was tough and what sucked for Angie is that at a later time, she's forced to apologize to this girl for how she blew up on her. And what I loved was the scene that I thought was real, but it wasn't. She cussed everybody out. She cussed out the white lady. She cussed out the director. She cussed out some of her cast members, like calling everybody else out for their stuff. But in the end, she ended up apologizing. As much as she did not want to do that, she had to see the bigger picture for what it is she wants for herself. So she just took the L, apologized, and moved on. Now, Camille learns that Dr. Pruitt is not giving her this promotion. Dr. Pruitt, like, girl, at the end of the day, you just not ready. Like, I'm just not going to do it. I'm not looking out for you on the strength that you're a black woman or none of that. And I felt so much of a way because I felt like the moment Camille came into the door to meet Dr. Pruitt never gave her a chance the moment she came in. And again, that's based on her reputation preceding her, right? That's based on the Dr. Pruitt learning about Camille and her background way before she got there. And I ain't like that. I just felt the way about it. Get to know her for yourself. So as soon as Camille came into her office the very first day, it wasn't welcoming. It wasn't any of that. Now, granted, Camille just rushed into this lady's office without her saying, oh, sure, come in. Okay, like that. But she also could have said, 1 second, I'm on the phone. You know what I'm saying? But she just didn't give her a chance, like right out the gate is how I felt. Later on, we see where Ty faints again. Ty fell out again, ends up in a much better hospital, thank God, with a black nurse. And what we learned is that she had a ruptured ovarian cyst. Okay, so she had to have like an immediate surgery. That's what was going on with her. And then we also learned that she has more than just that cyst. The doctor said that was the tip of the iceberg. Like, girl, you got a lot of stuff going on. You got fibroids, large cyst, I believe he said, and fibroids. And the best thing for us to do is to remove it all at one time, which would mean to give you a hysterectomy. Now, I did not like that because I'm like, that's your immediate answer, sir. You couldn't say some things that she could do to possibly get those things to shrink. I don't know fully how that works, but that's what I'm thinking in my head. Like, you couldn't tell her like maybe some medication she can take or different ways of going about eating or something that could possibly decrease the size of those fibroids. You just immediately went to like removing her body parts as a whole to where she won't even be able to give birth to a child. It's okay to not want that in that moment, but 5 years from now, your mind may change and you may want to give birth to a child, and then that opportunity was taken completely away from you. I feel like there should be other alternatives he should have presented to the table before going to that. Like, that shouldn't have been her only option. Those are my thoughts. What else? Camille and Angie link up. But when Camille was trying to talk, like, everybody's venting. But when Camille was trying to talk, not Camille, but Quinn, they kept cutting her off. And I know that was exhausting. Not only did they cut her off, they left her there at the table by herself and left her with the check. So when they all came to check on Ty when Ty was in the hospital, that's when Camille was able to get all her thoughts out. Like, I know my lifestyle may not be like y'all's, you know, and most of my issues is from my store and dealing with my mama, but don't take it as though it's not serious. But you know what I'm saying? Because it's serious to me, even if it's not serious to you guys. So they allowed her to vent and get her thoughts out and stuff. And later on, before everything was all over with, we learned that Ty is married. Okay. Ty did not tell the ladies. So the ladies were really shocked. And her her current husband, Brandon, walks into the room with some flowers, child, and he was the one that gave them permission to perform the first surgery that she had as far as the ruptured ovarian cyst, child. A whole mess. So yeah, that's a whole other thing she got to deal with, and the fact that she been withholding information from her girlfriends. All right, so that's all that I have on Harlem episodes 4 through 7. You guys hop down in the comments. Let me know your overall thoughts regarding these few episodes, and I'll be back to you guys at a later time with the rest of the season. Okay, that's all I got. I'm Jamie, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.